I'm Jeff Weiser. Welcome to musicmoose.org. And we're here going to talk about the fiddle today, and we're going to start out talking about the bow, a few things about the bow, like what type of rosin to use and how much rosin to use. You should know when you need to use rosin is when your bow doesn't really grip the strings and it starts to slide on the string while you're playing. Then you know you need some friction there, so you need to put some rosin on your bow. And how much? I wouldn't say you don't need to put a lot on. I mean, a lot of people sometimes rosin their bows so that they get a big cloud of smoke go on when they draw the bow across the strings and makes everybody think your fiddle's on fire. That's not good. So I think, maybe you should just put a little bit on there, maybe about 3 or 4 strokes all the way up and down. I usually put a little more on at the beginning here, so it drips a little more at the beginning of your hair. For stuff when you go like that, it'll grip. But you want to put a nice, good 3 or 4 or 5 strokes on your hair, and make sure that your hair is tight enough so that the hair does not touch the bottom of the stick. And even when you're playing, you don't want that stick touching the hair. You don't want it to touch. It's got to be, like that. And if your bow is too tight, when you start to play slow songs, it'll start wobbling on you. So what I usually do, if I'm playing a slow tune, like a waltz or a real pretty slow tune, I usually back off a little tension on my hair. And if I'm playing something really fast where I have to bear down hard, I crank her up, for that. So I play with my bow a lot with the tension to get what I need to do. And as far as rehairing a bow goes, when it needs to be rehaired, there'll be like a dark V shape down here by the frog. This is where you hold this little thing. Here is called the frog, where the screw goes into the frog. And your hair is in here. There's a little slide, and your hair is stuck down in there. And you hold the bow. Basically, what I do is I hold it with my index finger, puts the pressure on the strings, and my little pinky pulls the pressure off, so it keeps me at balance. And my thumb I usually put inside the frog like that. It depends, and if I'm playing a fast tune, sometimes I have more control if I put my whole thumb right under the frog and hold it like that. Some people say that's the wrong way to hold the bow, but it worked for me. I had an aunt that played it like this, and she could fiddle pretty good, but I would never hold a bow like that. But anyway, that's a good way to hold a bow is this way. You can experiment with different ways, but it's good to have a good grip on your bow. You don't want to hold it too loose or drop it. I've dropped a couple and broken. It's no fun. And now I'll talk a little bit about the fiddle and the pegs. Some people have fine tuners. You should use a fine E tuner because the E string has the most pressure. But I find that when you use these other tuners, they shorten your string length up, so it brings your string length up in here somewhere. And to get the most pressure, the right amount of pressure on your top, fiddle is set up classical, and I suggest that. The distance from your fingerboard to your bridge should be the same as from your bridge to where the string hooks into the tailpiece. And so if it's set up right, you'll get a better sound, you get better tone and more volume. And your bridge, the height of your bridge is important. They say the higher your bridge, the more volume you get, but then it gets harder to finger if your bridge is too high, because a lot of times the neck will settle in and you might have to have your neck reset to get the right angle and the right height on your bridge. This also helps your tone and your volume. Now we'll go to the pegs. Pegs, sometimes they slip. If they slip, you might want to take them out, loosen the string, take the string off, take the peg out and put a little chalk on it. And then put the peg in, and that chalk will dry the finish on the peg a little bit and make it stick better. If the pegs turn too hard, they have what they call peg dope. You can get it at a violin shop, and you rub it on there and it makes them turn easier, so they can turn. The pressure pushing in is what should hold them in place for their tuning. So I hope this information helps you people with the way an instrument should be set up and about the bow. And come back and visit us here at musicmoose.org. Thank you.